Okay, now we're going to look at the effect of dimensional change on perimeter and area. And the first case we're going to look at is scale factor. That is where both the horizontal and the vertical dimensions are changed in the same way. So if the horizontal's doubled, then the vertical's doubled. So one thing you need to know is, how can I tell if I should multiply by the scale factor or the scale factor squared, and when would I do neither? So taking a look at the effect of scale factor on perimeter. So all the dimensions are changed, and you remember from our similarity unit, scale factor is the new length divided by the old length. So if I had a new length of 9 and my old length was 3, you could tell my scale factor was 3. Or if I had a new length of 12 and my old length was 2, my scale factor is 6. All right? The other handy formula is you can find the new dimension by multiplying the scale factor times the old dimension. So first of all, let's take a look at the perimeter of 3 shapes. To find the perimeter, you add up the sides. 3 plus 4, 5 is, so I've got 12 inches. Here, I've got 2 inches here, 5 inches here. To add the perimeter, add the sides to get the perimeter, I'm going to get 14 inches. For a circle, it's a little trickier. We need to use the formula 2 pi r. The radius is 10 inches right there. Okay, and so the circumference will be 2 times pi times 10, or 20 pi inches. I'm leaving it like this without a decimal because it's easier to see the effect of scale factor. Now, let's go ahead and apply the scale factor to each of these shapes. A scale factor of 2 means I'm going to double everything. 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 times 5 is 10. If I try to find the perimeter, I'm going to see it's 6 plus 8 plus 10, which is 24 inches. All right? Now I'm going to apply a scale factor 3 to all these dimensions. 2 times 3 is 6. 5 times 3 is 15. So that's 15 and that's 6. So my perimeter is 6 plus 15 plus 6 plus 15, 21, 42 inches. Okay. Here my new radius, the scale factor is 4. So from 10 inches I'm going to 40 inches. And circumference is 2 pi r. So it's 2 pi times 40 inches. So it's going to be 80 pi inches. Now let's take a look and see how each of these scale factors change. From here it went from 12 to 24. So this is 2 times bigger. Go ahead and put it in the end here. All right, 2 times bigger. This one went from 14 to 42. If you divide 42 by 14, all right, 42 divided by 14, you're going to get that 42 is 3 times bigger 14. This one's a little easier to see, 80 pi and 20 pi. This is 4 times bigger. All right. Let's see what the scale factor was in each case. Here the scale factor was 2. Here the scale factor was 3. Here the scale factor was 4. Do you see a relationship? The way the perimeter changes is exactly equal to the scale factor. Scale factor. So I can just take, to find the new perimeter, I can just multiply it by the scale factor times the old perimeter. All right? So if I have the perimeter of a trapezoid is 32 feet, old is 32 feet, find the perimeter of the new trapezoid after a scale factor of 5 is applied. So the scale factor is 5. So my new perimeter, I'm going to call it P prime, is the scale factor times my old perimeter. So it will be 5 times 32, which is 160 feet. All right? So some things to think about, questions you should be able to answer on this page. How many dimensions is perimeter? Well, here's a hint. What are the answers in? This is in inches, and this one was also in inches. So that's a hint as to the number of dimensions. why does, here I only changed one dimension, and the question over here says, why does changing the radius change all of the dimensions of a circle? Well, if this is 4 times bigger, that becomes 4 times bigger. So it changes in both dimensions when you change just the radius on a circle. And what did we find out was the effect of the scale factor on perimeter? Well, if you take the old perimeter, the new perimeter is just the scale factor times the old perimeter.